Welcome to week 4 of Friday Night Football. I'm Derek Bayne. He is Ethan Wiles. We have a packed show for you tonight. A few of us had to dodge some rain showers, a couple lightning storms around here caused some delays, but we're going to get right to the action tonight.
That's right. We start with our game of the week, the conference opener in the Interstate 8 with Rochelle and Sycamore going head-to-head and down to the wire.
Night Football's Game of the Week is brought to you in part by Feldco, Rockford's home renewal experts.
Both teams hungry, coming off a tough loss last week, meeting up at Eng Field tonight in Sycamore. Rochelle and Sycamore, boy, it was a good one out there. The Spartans taking the field early on in this one. It's going to be Griffin Larson looking at the end zone. He finds his man in there. That's Bayne Anderson getting Sycamore on the board early. Rochelle would answer, though. Going down the sideline, take a look at this layout catch from Dylan Manning. He was all over the place tonight. And boy, Rochelle was going to the air, but Sycamore's Bayne Anderson, he was also all over the place tonight. Getting that interception back for Sycamore. They go back on offense. They go to the air again, and boy, that is Bayne Anderson again. You're going to be hearing a lot of his name. He strolls in for a touchdown untouched. The Hubs, though, would answer. You've heard this guy's name a lot, Roman Villalobos. He rolls down the sideline, extends into the end zone. The ref going to take a look at that one. He does raise his hands up for 6. Sycamore gets back on the board here, and it's going to be a close one. The goal line Spartans trying to punch that one in, and they did. Rochelle back on offense, and they are going to give it to Manning again. Manning breaks a few tackles, gets down the sideline, and brings Rochelle back within 7. How about 4th down and 1? They give it to Manning. It's a 1-point game. 22-21. 21-20 rather. Good one here, Rochelle. They score, try to go for 2. They end up going for 2. Talking it over right here. You see the score, gave it away there. Sycamore did get the win. Rochelle going for 2 here on this play. And who else but Dylan Manning? He would give Rochelle the lead, put him up 22-21, but as you saw, Sycamore drove back down the field. They won the game 27-22.
What a showdown there. In the Big Northern Conference, always a good time when Byron and Stillman Valley meet up, and the Tigers looking to strike early, and well, they've got Caden Considine back on the field, and he gets them right on the board early, punching in the touchdown against their rivals. Next Byron drive in the red zone. How about Dawson Criddle? It's his turn to score as he runs it in from the 2, and it's all Tigers to start this one out. Stillman Valley, though, trying to get something going on the ensuing kickoff. How about Brian Batch gets the ball and, well, breaks a few tackles, and, well, this is the way to have a little fun on your home field right there. He takes it down to about the 40. The Cardinals get a field goal, still down 14-3, but a little more kick return craziness. Landon Bonvalet scoops it up near the 30, and, well, he's just going to make everyone miss on his way to the end zone as Byron rolls 63-9.
North Boone trying to stay among the ranks of the unbeaten in the Big Northern, taking on 2-1 Dixon. Boy, Dixon jumped right out of the gates early with this one. How about a sack on Grady Condon? Bean Barada dragging the quarterback down for a safety. That puts the Dukes up 2-0 in the first quarter. And some big defensive plays in early, later in the first. Owen Belzer gets a big run there, and North Boone punt brings it all the way back. That puts the Dukes up 8-0 then as the Vikings tried to get something going on offense. Grady Condon swarmed at the line by a pack of Dukes. Dixon rolls in this one. They win at 48-0.
Winnebago and Rockford Lutheran, both looking for their first win of the season, meeting up in Rockford. Winnebago, their opening drive, they marched right down. Cooper Larson runs it in for the touchdown and an early lead for the Indians. The fans making the trip, they're enjoying it. But Lutheran goes to the air. How about Zaid Mumin in traffic, makes the grab. He's in for the score. He's keeping it tight early on in this one, and the Stater Nation all decked out in white. Well, they didn't have much to cheer about after that as Braden Merriman finding the end zone, and Winnebago pulls away for the 53-12 victory.
Going out to Oregon, where they host Rock Falls at Landers Loomis Field. Rock Falls marching early, but Oregon would force the fumble on the return. Oregon would also fumble to give the ball back to Rock Falls. The ball's all over the place tonight. Later in the drive, Rock Falls looking to pass. That ball is tipped by Ethan Keeling, but it was Rock Falls' Logan Tomei coming away with the catch. Same drive, Rock Falls looking to pass again, but this time the pressure comes through with a strip sack. Oregon finally getting that turnover they got earlier, but they lost it. Oregon would use the momentum to march right back down the field. They take a 6-0 lead and would not look back from there. They get the win 49-0.
Now, we've seen a lot of good action already, but still to come on our Week 4 edition of Friday Night Football. We head to the Nick 10 with some fun matchups on tap. Stick around. More F&F coming up when we return. And Nick 10 time. Guilford and Hononegah are among 4 teams tied up for second in the Nick 10, a game behind the 2 unbeatens Belvedere North and Harlem. The Vikings hosting the Indians at Swanson Stadium, and scoreless game late in the second quarter. That's when things get crazy. Grayson Weber airs it out. Messiah Tilson gets behind the defense using that speed, and it's a 7-0 Guilford lead. And the fans, they're starting to show out at Guilford. They're ready for a beach party on a warm night in Rockford. Ensuing kickoff, Hononegah's Brady Jarvis returning. He's in the pile, but whoa, nobody got him all the way to the ground.
He the whistle.
Breaks free there, takes it back to the house, and well, ties it right back up at 7 apiece. And Guilford head coach Tony Capriotti pacing the sideline, and he knows his team has little time left to work with in the half. Less than 15 seconds. Guilford hands it to Chris Porter. He's in for the score, and it's 14-7 going into the locker room. And Hononegah head coach Brian Zimmerman encouraging his guys, getting them ready for the second half. But Guilford, they got that aerial attack working. Weber to Keeson Taylor this time, makes the big grab. Another big gainer right there. That sets up a field goal and a 17-10 lead after that big first down, but same score. Final minutes of the game. Hononegah driving. How about Messiah Tilson? Just swoops
everywhere.
Out of nowhere, gets the interception. Looks like it's done, but no. Hononegah gets the ball back. About 45 seconds left to play, but who's there yet again? At about the 15-yard line, he picks it off and seals up the Guilford win, 17-10.
Just so good out there. Harlem looking to stay unbeaten, taking on 2-1 Jefferson in McChesney Park. Huskies up 31 after the half, looking for a statement win. Christian Serrano sneaking over the goal line to bring the Harlem advantage to 38 points in the third quarter. All the Huskies are loving it out there tonight. Jefferson looking to get on the board in the second half. Grady Schmidt looking for the end zone, but it's picked off by Griffin Reinecke. That gets the Harlem students some chicken. How about that tonight? Go get your chicken, Husky fans, but the Huskies want more points on the board after marching down the field. Tykees Duncan caps off the long drive with a touchdown. Harlem staying unbeaten with a 45-8 win.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Belvedere North trying to stay unbeaten, taking on Boylan. It's homecoming for the Titans, and Belvedere North trying to spoil the party. They go to the ground on their first drive, and the scrum gets the ball over the line. The Thunder just up 6-0 now after the blocked PAT. But those Blue Thunder cheerleaders, you know they're always stunting out there, flipping out over that one. A defensive struggle going into the second. Andrew Bucci takes to the air. Yeah, you don't see the Belvedere North passes too often, but it's effective when they can make it work. The Moss catch right there for Nathan Alexander for 6, and they're making noise. The Thunder crowd, they know how to make a lot of noise too, whether they're home or away. How about Bucci to Ben Booker, and he takes it all the way to the house. Belvedere North spoils Boylan's homecoming with the 40-7 win to stay unbeaten.
Belvedere playing its first home game of the year after getting storm damage about a month ago. They hosted East tonight.
Hall of Fame night too, always neat to see that.
Big night out in Belvedere. In the first quarter, E-Rab's Anthony Stone Jr. tossed it to his running back, only for Juan Cervantes to blow up the play, recovering the E-Rab's fumble and running it all the way back for a Bucs touchdown. Maybe the Bears should get him on Sunday. Later in the second half, Belvedere quarterback throwing an absolute beauty of a pass there. Devon Embry wide open. The Bucs ran through the E-Rabs tonight, 46-0. How about getting that big win at home?
Statement win for the Bucs. They're happy to be back at Funderburg. We're having fun tonight too. We're happy to be out here for week 4, but we're not done yet. We're going to the 8-man ranks for a couple of games. Plus, we'll bring you our play of the week. That's all coming up when F&F returns right after this timeout.
We're ready for some 8-man football. You're watching Friday Night Football on Channel 13.
We love 8-man football here on F&F, and 2 of the top 8-man football programs in the state are going head-to-head, trying to take the early edge on the march to a state title run.
Milledgeville making the trip to Polo for the key showdown. Polo trailing to start the second half. We'll get a huge return here from Mirko Mumford, setting them up with great field position, taking that one down the sideline. Polo taking advantage of that field position, running it in for the touchdown. They would not get the 2-point conversion. Milledgeville looking for a big play of their own, and they got just that. Kyson Francis airing it out, finding Spencer Nye. Big gain there. Milledgeville marching, and it would once again be Kyson Francis finding Nye again. Nye breaking a tackle and extending the lead to 14-6. That score would prove to be the difference. Milledgeville rolls to a 28-6 win.
There you go. Blacktop bragging rights there. Another 8-man action. Hiawatha taking on Christian Life in Rockford. It's homecoming at Christian Life. Hiawatha, well, they're getting home to the end zone here. Aiden Cooper turns the corner. He's in for the early Hawks lead as they fly out to the lead. But Christian Life, they're trying to stay focused out there. A lot of intensity. Hiawatha's D, though, coming up with the big play as the Eagles fumble on the pitch attempt right there. And it's Colby Wild recovering. And the Hawks, well, they keep finding the end zone in this one as they come away with the victory by the final of 64-6 over Christian Life to spoil their homecoming. Well, our photographers scoured the area looking for all the best high school football action. Only one could be our play of the week. We go back out to Rockford's east side where it's Messiah Tilson for Guilford making the huge catch right over the top of the Hononegah defense. And well, he had himself a night, Ethan. He a couple of interceptions late in this game to help seal up the victory. So Guilford out to a 3-1 start to this season.
Headed off to college in the Division I level, showing off why he can do that. He had a ton of offers coming into this year, obviously just committing right before the season started. Good to see him out there balling out early. We'll look to see a lot of these highlights in the college ranks as well.
Yeah, committed to Kentucky, so big time right there. Guilford, they're having a big time season so far, and we want to thank you for watching us here on Week 4. We're going to have a lot more coming up in Week 5. This is when things really start to pick up. Playoff berths start to get sealed up, and teams start to really kind of make their way toward a conference championship.
We saw a big one tonight in the Interstate 8 with two very good teams getting off the conference slate started tonight, so plenty more action as the weeks get going.
All right, for Ethan Wiles, I'm Derek Bayne. Thanks for watching Friday Night Football. We'll see you again for Week 5 next week.